You know what sound that is, folks. That's right. It's another Tuesday at noon, which means the noon whistle. I'm Chris Trottier.
And I'm John Anzalone, and welcome to everybody, including our special guest, Director of the Matheson Memorial Library, Chad Robinson. Good to have you, Chad.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for taking time to share a little bit about you and the library today. I guess to get started, you're a Texas boy, right?
That's right. I'm a Texan.
All right, good. Well, welcome to Wisconsin.
But not this Texan. Not this
No, Texan. No, sir.
No. What Texan?
Not that one.
No. Which school in Texas?
I was a former student of Texas A&M University. So not the University of Texas, or as we call it, Texas University.
Okay. How does a guy get from Texas A&M to Elkhorn, Wisconsin as the director of the Matheson Memorial Library?
Well, it's a really long story, but the short of it is after college, I met my wife and we fell in love, and she was a Wisconsin girl. She was from Green Bay. And at the time I said, well, it'd be great. I've never lived anywhere else. Let's try Wisconsin for a while. But in the back of my mind, I figured we would go back in a couple of years to Texas, but that never happened. So here I am 20 something years later, and I'm still in Wisconsin, but we love it. We've raised our two boys here. We love Wisconsin. We love Elkhorn. So Texas is still a great place. And all my family is there, but our life is definitely here now.
I did hear you say wife. I did hear you say wife.
Yeah,
we're hoping somehow by the end of the show you say "ope."
I've worked on that really hard, and I think I've gotten rid of it. But on the long I's, that's
all right. Listen.
Well, we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you in Wisconsin. We're glad to have you in Elkhorn. Like, you do a lot of stuff. You've been here for a long time, and so I guess you made me think. As a director of the library is more than just a library. Take me through a tour as if I just walked through the front door and I'm standing next to the piano in the lobby. Where are we going? Is it just books?
Well, no, not at all. We are kind of unique, not only in that we have a beautiful building, but we also have so many things beyond books. Books are always going to be our main thing, but we offer so much more. For one thing, we manage on behalf of the city, the community center, which is used by a lot of different service organizations like Rotary, a lot of different private parties, a lot of library functions. We have the added privilege of having that venue for all of our programming. It's a nice, big, beautiful, utility for everybody. Mm-hmm. So that's our first unique point. Walking through the lovely lobby and you enter into the library, I mean, you're going to see immediately some modern innovations like the self-check machine, the unique sticker thing that we have for the holds, our beautiful modern reference and information and circulation desk. And then you're just going to see display upon display of all kinds of unique materials, plenty of books still, but our huge collection of maker kits, anything from a jigsaw puzzle to a bird watching kit to a bocce ball set, our audio materials, our DVD collection, kind of what we're doing now at a modern library, and I kind of speak for all libraries, is we are allowing the public to experience things that you might not normally have access to. Maybe you want to try fishing, and so we have a fishing kit for that. So again, books are always going to be our thing, but the library has become so much more than that. And I invite everybody listening to come and check it out if you haven't for a while, because I think you might be surprised.
Is there any other meeting space? I know we talked about the community center, and maybe back up a little bit.
Sure.
When you're in that lobby, there's an area like people can post events or things like that, right? There's a large bulletin board there where the community can come and post information.
Right. Yeah. We have a community bulletin board, and then we have a library bulletin board. They're right next to each other. And we're happy to share any information that any nonprofits or clubs or anything has. You just can drop it off at the library. We get so many that we rotate it ourselves. So we're happy to kind of put it up close to when the event's happening, and we'll take it down for you. Another cool thing, speaking of meeting space, you can see from the lobby is the windows to the new-ish Friends room, which used to be part of the nonfiction collection, but we've created glass walls around it and made it into a very nice modern meeting space that groups can use too.
How does someone rent or use or book the community center and that meeting room?
That's right. Yeah, the community center is rental based just because it is the community center, but our meeting areas are free. They are open to anyone who wants to have a meeting, a public meeting, or anything from a Bible study to a political action committee to a book discussion group. Anyone who checks with us can use not only the Friends Room, which is our newest, but the old Mary Bray Room too, which is a nice meeting area, which actually is just now being used by Representative Ryan Stile as a weekly office hours. So we're kind of versatile in the amount of things we can host. On top of everything else, we have 3 study rooms that people can come in and check out just like a book and use that for a quick gathering or maybe an interview or just a quiet place to study that's a little separated off from the rest of the library.
So it sounds like, hearing you describe it, like you really want to be obviously a library, but a community center. Like,
yeah, the term a lot of
people
use.
Community.
Absolutely. The term a lot of us use is third space. Like you have your home, you have your work. We like to be that third space. It can be a community gathering area for anything you want it to be. Like to come together, to get together and discuss a book or discuss whatever, and we're happy to facilitate that. And we're fortunate that we have such a lovely building to do all this in. Yeah. So it's the place to be. At least we feel that way.
Well, yeah, and a lot of groups are there. I don't know if the average citizen realizes that the community center hosts birthday parties and wedding showers and Rotary clubs and Elk Fund fundraisers and on and on and on. I'm probably missing hundreds. And people can go to the library if you need to use a computer, right? You have computer stations that people can utilize.
That's right. Yeah, that's not as super important as it used to be. What with how many things you can do on your phones now. Okay. But we still have 9 public internet terminals. One of the things that changed post-COVID is we don't have any time limits on that anymore. So you can come in and sign up for it and use it, at your leisure to do whatever you need to do. They're also connected to a printer, and we are probably the cheapest game in town for printing and copying, and you can print stuff from the computer, you can photocopy. We have a fax service. Now we have a notary public on staff, so you can actually get things notarized.
Oh, nice.
So
really nice.
What are some of the biggest, like when you think about this community space and post-COVID, and what's swirling around in my brain is, what are some of the challenges of a community library? Like, what are some of the, current, I don't want to say obstacles, but what's always at the forefront of your mind in trying to expand the role of the community library?
I think the biggest challenge is the same, even in a post-COVID world, is getting the word out, letting people know what we have to offer. I think a lot of people, their experience of the library is based on maybe a single childhood visit, maybe a school field trip, maybe an assignment they had to do, and they haven't been back since, so they really don't know what we're all about. And we use a lot of tools for marketing. We do all kinds of things to inform people of what's going on. But I think that's our biggest challenge. And I've often said, and we've often said, like, if everybody in town kind of knew what we had to offer, we would be too busy even, but we want to be too busy. So that's
you're going to be really busy now after being on the Noon Whistle.
I know it's the hottest show in town. So
thank you. And we have another fellow Rotarian, Mr. John Henderson, with a comment that our library is amazing. It's true.
It is. All the people that are through there. I mean, I think of Christmas time, the high school choir comes and does a little noon short concert. You see people sitting in the chairs just inside the door of the library, kind of a comfortable area and things like that. But you have a website that's really interactive and offers some amazing free stuff for people, or some research capabilities can you explain some of those?
Yeah, absolutely. And we're actually embarking on a website redesign to make that a little more modern. So stay tuned. But the library website lets you do all of the things you'd expect to be able to do, like check your holds, look at what materials we have. But on top of that, we have a number of different databases that are available to people. Probably the two most popular ones are Libby and Hoopla, which are both sort of streaming / online book services. This is where you can check out from a whole separate list of books, an ebook that you can download to your phone or your reader, or an audiobook, and even a few movies. Libby is the traditional one that a lot of people have used, but it works like a real library. So there's a finite amount of copies of a book. When they're gone, you got to put them on hold and wait. The nice thing about Hoopla is first off, it's a completely different selection of titles, but it's on demand, which I think kind of fits our modern way of thinking a little bit better. So you can go on there and grab up to 5 materials per month, and you have them instantly. So that works pretty good. But that's not it. We've got a really nice business in person database called Reference Solutions. We've got in the library access to Ancestry.com if you're doing genealogy, and a number of other tools. We have all of these on the section of the page called Digital Resources. My personal favorite is something that we kind of started doing pre-COVID, and that was to do an oral history project where we were interviewing various longtime residents of Elkhorn about their experiences living here. And that's there. And now we have funded the digitization of the Elkhorn Independent. So those two things are going to sit side by side in this same database.
Wow, that's great history.
Yeah, we're up to 1920, but eventually it's going to go all the way up to 2005.
So Chad, tell us, I mean, obviously John Henderson's watching, and John Anzalone and I, all of us are fellow Rotarians. So we heard this, but why don't you share with the viewers a little bit about the library strategic plan, the new vision for the future, basically. Give us a little, in a couple minutes, give us that overview.
Absolutely. So a modern library, there's so many different things we can work towards. It's kind of disorienting. So when a library does a strategic plan, we're asking you, our users and our non-users, to give your feedback on what we should be focusing on for the next few years. And then we look at those things and try to accomplish them. It could be anything from library hours to parking, to what we collect, to what services we offer. And we really want to hear from everyone. To that end, we have prepared a very short survey. You can access it from the website, or we've put our flyers and our bookmarks all over town. We still have a couple of weeks to go before that closes. So everybody listening, if you haven't already, please go out and take this super short survey. Tell your friends and family about it, because we want to hear from everybody in our community. So that's kind of the background on that.
Good. Chad, you've done a lot of work. How long have you been the director?
I've only been the director for about 1.5 years, but I've been on the Matheson staff for about 8 years. I started as the adult services librarian.
Got it.
And that's kind of doing programming and doing some collection development and things like that. I've been in the library field for 20-something years. I started in Green Bay at the Brown County Library and worked there for many, many years till we came here.
Yeah, you guys are a great community partner, not just a standalone library.
Thank you. Thanks. We really value all of our partnerships, not especially the school district, but the service organizations, city administration, and everything. I think together we just really have an amazing community.
You guys work hard to be engaged, though. Like, I know you always have a project when we have our Great Give Back, or what's formerly known as Day of Action. The kids love coming there and doing stuff and stuff they can see, helping make the library better. And like I said, all the organizations that you host and field trips you host and all those things. And your children's section is amazing. Like, you have a room where they can do activities, correct?
That's right. We have the storybook room. And one of our best parts of the school partnership is working with Esther Weitzel, who does a lot of our story times. And but yeah, we have a dedicated children's area for programming, an outside garden that's coming up. Now it's sort of getting warmer.
Yeah.
We also have a dedicated teen space. So nice. We try to accommodate everyone who comes in the door. It's your library, and we want it, and this goes back to the strategic plan, but we want it to be, what serves you. So sure. we definitely want everyone who walks in the door to feel welcome.
I think you're doing it.
Yep, you're doing it. So, make sure that everybody who's listening, pass along, get down to your the Matheson Library, see Chad, and make sure you complete that survey so everybody can get feedback and Chad can get feedback and the board can on how they can make it even a bigger community center. So believe it or not, 15 minutes goes fast, Chad. But as we talked about in our pre-show, why don't you? This is the time for a shout out, an acknowledgement, or thank you. You got 30 seconds. Pick somebody.
Well, I'd definitely like to thank our staff. We have a wonderful library staff who works above and beyond and is very dedicated. We're fortunate to have every single member of our staff. We've got an amazing library board that is wonderful about planning the course of the library, especially in regards to the strategic plan. And I like to thank everybody who's watching. We love to serve you as your library, and we want to see you there. So come and visit us, please.
John, who do you got?
I got Kyle at J. Roberts Menswear a couple weeks ago. Yeah, Kyle offered to come down and bring his staff down to the lobby of the Elkhorn Area High School and fit kids for tuxes during the school day during their lunch hour. So they didn't have to run back and forth and miss a practice or a musical rehearsal or anything like that. And he laid it all out and fit them all up and got them all set to go and looking good for prom.
That's awesome.
I'm
going to thank it's it's April and it's that time of the year. So I'm going to thank everybody who was involved in making our junior Elkhorn Area High School prom a success. Mrs. Stacy Jacobs, Mr. John Handel, the administration, and any other staff member, because it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to make not only a successful, but a safe prom and make sure every kid gets home safely. And on that note, Chad, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at the Matheson Memorial Library.
Absolutely.
There you go. Thank you.